So 6 months is not a big time for them, for the people who have fought 8 wars just 30 years back. So I am completely confident, and I also get that confidence from the people over here. They say us that they are ready for such a long war. But on the other side, Americans don't seem to be confident. They came here with an operation of just 2 to 3 days, and they are stuck in this war. And we feel that the more the war longs, the desperation and the weakness from the American side will be more evident, and we will see Iran becoming even more stronger from what it was on the first days of the war.
Right. I'll come back to you, Mr. Khan. Now, the Israeli army has stated that it attacked Beirut's southern suburbs after earlier issuing a forced evacuation threat for the Gobri neighborhood. Reports stated that warplanes could be heard flying low over the Lebanese capital. And Mr. Khan, we've spoken about what the US is doing. What do you have to say about Israel?
Well, why should I say? I would like to narrate from what the three former prime ministers of Israel have said: Ehud Olmert and Ehud Barak and Naftali Bennett. They are been saying that we are losing this war badly. Recently, their chief of staff, who is Eyal Zamir, their chief of staff, has been saying that we are at the verge of collapsing. Our military is at the verge of collapsing, and we can't control the Lebanon front. And every day we are hearing news of Merkava tanks being destroyed, their helicopters being destroyed, and this is the case over there. See, the Israeli, what we understand from the Ben Gurion principle is that their defense strategy and their defense doctrine, the Israeli army is not structured in a way that they can fight prolonged wars. That's why they attack in a vast manner and they destroy things and they come back. That has been their strategy from the beginning of the existence of this illegal entity called Israel. So we feel that as even on the Lebanese and Israeli borders, the more this war goes, it's going to turn out to be worse for the Israeli side. So even in the 2024 war, if you remember, they were the ones who first approached and asked for ceasefire. It was not Hezbollah who asked for ceasefire. Their strategy is to use the air power and destroy as much as possible and come back. But this strategy, we don't see it working. They claimed in 2024 that they destroyed Hezbollah completely, and it turned out to be false, 100% false. This time we see Hezbollah coming back even more stronger than 2024. So I don't believe that they are in a strong position. As the war proceeds more, the war of attrition, which we call, the more it proceeds, we will see that the Israeli side being weaker, as which we have seen in the previous years as well. In 2006, they asked for ceasefire. In the war, even in the Gaza war, they couldn't destroy Hamas, which is a very small resistance group, which were resisting them for 2 years. They couldn't destroy them. They couldn't disarm them. The same conclusion we can predict which will happen in this war as well.
You know, Mr. Khan, before I move forward to my next input, there's another important, very important question that I have to ask you, which is about the role of Pakistan. Now, Pakistan, viewers, let me give you a background, had initially tried to make a strong diplomatic move by leading mediation efforts between the US and Iran to end the war. However, Pakistan's ploy of trying to please all sides seems to have backfired. It's gotten a rebuff from Iran and has also strained ties with Gulf states like the UAE, which has come as a double whammy for Pakistan. So, Mr. Khan, how does Iran look at Pakistan in all of this?
Recently, there was a statement, I guess, on the X platform by the Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi, Foreign Minister of Iran. He's been said that we are being informed that there are been discussions going on for the prospects and how the war has to stop. And we respect the efforts of our friendly nations, especially the 4 nations and the 4 foreign ministers which had joined in Pakistan, Islamabad, which was the Pakistani foreign minister, Egyptian foreign minister, and the Omani and Turkish foreign ministers which had joined over there. So they say that we respect your efforts and we are thankful to you, but we don't agree to any negotiations unless our demands are met. from the first day, I see this clarity from the Iranian side, from their government, which is the executive body, from even the military wing, the IRGC. They are being clear that this war has been illegal to us, and we also believe that Pakistan, as you rightly said, I believe that these are just efforts to, as you said. So we don't see any progress in this. You might remember that on March 18th there was a 12 country meeting at the OIC platform. There was no conclusion about that meeting. There were 12 Islamic nations who had met over there. So we don't expect any conclusion to occur, any positive conclusion to happen in the Pakistani thing, as well as it is been admitted as well from their side that we have not reached to any conclusion. The Iranian side is not agreeing to come and meet us. And so Qatar was approached recently that why don't you host a negotiation effort for stopping this war, and the Qatar side had declined and said that we don't want to host any kind of such negotiations. So we don't see it going anywhere. We feel either the American side capitulates and admit that they have incurred a very big mistake and agree to the conditions which Iran has laid down. Not officially, let me tell your viewers that there are no official conditions laid by Iranians. Their first conditions are your military presence should cease to exist in this region. And the second is we need to have reparations. So we feel that the battlefield will determine the future of this war, and there are no negotiations which are coming. This is my assumption, and this is my analysis from what I have been seeing and following in the news, is that only the battlefield can decide the result of this war.
Right. I'll come back to you, Mr. Khan. Now, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, Director General of the World Health Organization, has raised the alarm over the safety of nuclear facilities in Iran following US-Israeli strikes close to the Bushehr nuclear plant. Tedros said on X, "The attack is a stark reminder a strike could trigger a nuclear accident with health impacts that would devastate generations. With every passing day of this escalating conflict, the stakes and threats are raised higher and higher." Mr. Khan, I'd like your comments on this development. But before that, what we were talking about earlier, I do understand, I've been reading multiple articles, not just when it comes to the Indian media, but also globally. Now, there is criticism for Trump, there is praise in a way for Iran and the kind of strategy that you're using. Previously, the Strait of Hormuz was a waterway. It's now become a weapon. So there is praise for the kind of strategy that Iran is using, but we have to understand that the kind of military prowess that America has, Iran cannot match that. So then